Hey, you. Hey, Indian. Who are you? You come from the earth. You are the moon. You are the wind. You are the season.
Armatakopi. Ambetuvashte. Hello, my relatives. Today is a good day. You know, when I was a young man, my mother had a talk with me, among many talks. But this one stuck with me. You know, I went to a circus. I was about 8 years old. Back in the 1940s. And in the circus, I saw a man painting with a brush, oil painting, with his feet. He held the brush between his toes because he had no arms. That impressed me. I was blown away. I didn't want to leave. I just had to keep standing there. My mother had to pry and pull me away. But it fascinated me. When we got home later, the next morning, my mother took me out to a tree. And she said, "You see those birds up there? I want you to watch them." So my mother, strong woman, when she told you to do something, you did it. So I sat there, 8 years old. I started watching these two birds. And they were flying over this way and bringing back some twigs and some straw and grass. Back and forth they went. And then I realized what they were doing. They were building a home. And I knew enough then that in those nests, that's where they laid their eggs and then their little chicks were born. I knew that at 8 years of age. So I realized, hey, they don't have any arms. They have wings, but they don't have hands. And all they had was their mouth. And they were building a home that could withstand the wind and nurture and take care of very brittle examples of life, the beginning of life. Wow! I mean, all of that, what I just said, just immediately come to my mind, and in that way. But I understood. I understood what they were doing. So I was taught a great lesson there. And when my mother called me to come into the house, she told me this. She said, understand if they took all the birds away, everything that flies, nothing on earth could live. If they took all the trees away, all the green things, everything that grows from the earth, if they took all of those away, nothing could live. If they took all the four-leggeds away, nothing could live. If you take all the things that crawl and swim and live within the earth, our grandmother, if you took all those away, nothing could live. She said, if you take the human being away, everything would flourish. With that teaching, I realized how important it is to be responsible. A responsible human being. And that started me on a lifetime of research into my own people. When I talk to young Indian people, teenagers, I tell them, okay, you've gotten through the white man's school. You've learned all about the white man. You know his music, his literature, his history, his likes and dislikes, his religions. You know everything about the white man, but he knows nothing about you, and you know nothing about you. So I want you to go. Now you've spent minimum of 12 years learning about the white man. Now I want you to dedicate at least 12 years to learning about your own people. Because you see, son, we don't exist in the 20th century. At least in the white man's world. We're not part of history. No one knows when we were made citizens in the 20th century. Forcefully, they forced citizenship on us. No one knows the fact that our reservations were designated by the military as prisoner of war camps. They still are on paper. I come from number 44, POW camp. It's called the Pine Ridge Sioux Indian Reservation. No one knows our history. That per capita wise, we send more men percentage wise than any other race in the United States of America. We send them to the military to fight for your country, to serve your country. Now, no one knows that. No one knows about the code talkers in World War II. They won the Pacific Ocean for you. No one knows about Jim Thorpe anymore. Billy Mills, the first and only man to win 10,000 meter in the Olympics. First and only American to ever do so. No one knows. No one knows anything about us in the 20th century. My own people don't. My own children don't. Not my children per se, but the children of my people. But the teachings that I've come to know, like the one I just told you, one of the things in researching my people is finding balance, natural law. You know, there was a old man being interviewed up in Canada, northern Canada, by an anthropologist. And the anthropologist was trying to explain to this old man, through an interpreter, about what life was like in the white world, about employment, and about the things that are normal. And that the white man feels like the Indian does. That he's very regretful and he's very sorry for causing animals and life to become extinct on Earth. You know, insects, birds, all kinds of animals, trees, plants, cause extinction. Well, this old man, I think he was Denny from the Northwest Territories of Canada. At any rate, he sat there listening for a long time. Finally, he said through an interpreter, he said, you know, I can understand the white man's concept of work. and jobs. I understand that. What I don't understand is vacations. Why do you want to go away from what you're supposed to be doing? Simple question with a profound backdrop. Why do you want to get away from what you're supposed to be doing? The concept of vacations is unknown in the primitive world, where we go by natural law through balance. He also questioned the anthropologists. He said, "You white men are very arrogant. You think that you are responsible for the extinction of life. Have you ever considered that maybe that life just doesn't want to live with you?" Wow. Wow. Did you ever think of that? Now, the patriarch in the world, you hear me talk a lot about patriarchy. One of these days I'm going to do a series on matriarchy. Soon that's going to happen. And it's going to be episode by episode by episode, because even though my people own this knowledge, I want the world to know about it, because y'all won't listen. I can give you example after example. The Mayans, for example. I was at a university, Naropa University in Boulder, Colorado. They asked me to be there to give the wrap-up speech, the final talk of this 2-day symposium on indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere. And what does 2012 mean? Because the Mayan calendar allegedly ends 2012. Well, it was amazing. It was a very expensive workshop for the white people who attended. It cost them, I think, $400 and some odd dollars. Either that was for the 2 days, or $400 and some odd dollars for each day. I don't know which. To me, that's expensive. At any rate, it was mostly attended by women, with this spattering of white men. There's white women. And there are quite a few indigenous people there also. And there was a Buddhist there. At any rate, I want you to know that we have been trying to tell you all since 1492 about living in balance and following natural law. Doksha K. It's been good.